Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. On Saturday, on the eve of Easter, while other people were planning on how to celebrate the resurrected Christ, the Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Martins Amaehule, who are planning and plotting how to impeach the governor of Rivers State, Simi Fubara. And they threaten hell and brimstone on what they will do if Fubara does not change and dance to their tune. Amaehule said all kinds of things and accused the governor of disobeying the 8-point agenda or peace resolution that was brokered by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And they accused the Rivers State elders, who rightly are supporting the state governor, Simi Fubara, that they are plotting against the House of Assembly. They say all kinds of things, but that's what we're going to look at in this video. Look at, do they have any basis to impeach Fubara or to even threaten Fubara? And if you listen to their press conference, or you read it, the resolution of their press conference on Saturday, they were particularly mad that Rivers State elders, led by Dr. Sekebo, in their earlier press conference, described that House of Assembly as an illegality. So Amaehule and 26 others, they were mad that they were described as an illegality. And they felt that these elders were recruited by Fubara to demarcate this assembly. But truth be told, that assembly, if Nigeria is not a banana republic, that assembly ought to be declared an illegality. The assembly that is led by Martins Amaehule ought to be declared an illegality if Nigeria is not a banana republic. This is because when they defected from the People's Democratic Party platform that brought them to the State House of Assembly, to the All Progressive Congress, without any crisis in their party, in the PDP, they ought to have lost their seats. The only reason they did not lose their seats is apparently because Nigeria is a banana republic. And these guys were mad that the Sekebo group of elders, who are mostly of PDP stock, as noted, were right in saying that that assembly is an illegality. They ought not to exist, because these people defected from their party that brought them to power to another party without any just cause. So the assembly is an illegality, ordinarily, because Section 1091 of the 1999 Constitution provides that a member of a House of Assembly shall vacate his seat in the House if G. Being a person whose election to the House of Assembly was sponsored by a political party, he became a member of another political party before the expiration of the period for which the House was elected. This thing is clear. Section 1091. So the 26 of them, 27 of them, including the Speaker, ought to have lost their seat. In a decent society where the rule of law is applicable, they ought to have stepped down. And INEC will conduct a new election. So if they win under their new platform, they can begin to brag, as they were bragging there, that they were elected by the people. No. The people that elected you, supposedly elected you because you were in PDP to represent, you are in the PDP. They didn't elect you because you are in APC. It's a fact. So by reason of section 109 of the 1999 Constitution, it doesn't require rocket science that these people ought not to be in the House anymore. And the Supreme Court has several rulings on this. So they are an illegality, and yet they are threatening a legally elected governor. Because Nigeria is just a banana republic where people think they can do anything and get away with it. Because if you look at by the reason of that section 1 of the 109, the constitutional provision and its clear interpretation by the Supreme Court, the 27 defected members of the Rivers State House of Assembly have vacated their seat and lost their seat. They lost the rights, the privileges, recognition, and obligations accruable to members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. But these people are remaining there because Nigeria allowed things like this to happen. And this is because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because of his own personal selfish political interest, allow people that ought to have left the House to now be in charge of the House and threatening the governor at will. Now, they accuse Fubara that he has been violating the presidential resolution brokered by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That presidential resolution, from day one, I considered it an unjust resolution, an unjust peace process. It was a resolution that stripped the governor of his constitutional powers. And there should be no resolution that should be above the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But that is what we have seen under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and this resolution that these guys are relying on to accuse Fubara of violating, for which is part of their ground they want to impeach the governor. We're going to look at the summary of the 8 points resolution brokered by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to see if there's anything fair in that resolution. And I think that is why ordinarily it ought not to have been obeyed at all, no section of it. Because section of it means allowing Martins Amaehule to be in charge of the House when he ought to have been sent out of that House by virtue of violation of section 109 of the 1999 Constitution. Now, perhaps it's good to remind us about the 8-point resolution, the unjust 8-point resolution that was brokered by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for peace to supposedly reign in Rivers State, just to make Yeso Wike and his allies in the State House of Assembly happy. at the expense and detriment of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, the key points of that resolution, number one was that Governor Fubara and his allies will withdraw all court cases related to the crisis. So they are alleging that he has not withdrawn all court cases. Number two, that the State House of Assembly will drop impeachment proceedings initiated against Fubara. Now, the impeachment process initiated against the governor was not based on any known constitutional breach. They just fabricated things just to impeach the governor, because the governor did not dance to the tune of their godfather, Nyesom Wike, the former governor of the state, and now the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. And then number three resolution, which Bola Ahmed Tinubu brokered, was that the leadership of the House under the Speaker Martins Amaehule, which is loyal to Wike, will be recognized along with the 27 lawmakers that defected from the PDP to the APC. Number four, that Governor Fubara will represent the 2024 budget to the Amaehule-led assembly. That is one of the resolution they say he has disobeyed, for which they want him to be impeached, because he didn't represent, because already Governor Fubara had presented the appropriation law, or appropriation bill, and it has been signed into law by the lawmakers that are still remaining in PDP at the time these 27 defected to APC, which is the right thing to do, because ordinarily the Amaehule-led assembly ought to have lost their seats. Number five of the resolution was that the salaries and benefits for all assembly members and staff will be restored. Number six, that the assembly will have autonomy to choose its location and conduct business without interference from the executive. Number seven, that the governor will resubmit the names of the commissioners that resigned. Of course, Fubara had done that, which even many of us think was unnecessary. Nobody has a right to impose a commissioner or commissioners on a duly elected governor of a state. But President Bola Ahmed Tinubu allowed this to fly. And then the dissolution of the local government was declared null and void. This was where, again, Fubara was made to relinquish his power of dissolution of local government, the power that other governors have in the Constitution. So these are the things they are complaining about. But let's face the fact, can these people impeach Fubara as they are threatening? I do not think that they will be able to impeach Fubara if the people of Rivers State are vigilant. If the lawmakers, so-called, because like I said, I agree with Section 109 that they ought not to be the lawmakers of Rivers State by virtue of their resignation from the party that elected them, or the party under whose platform they contested the election and moved to another party. They ought not to be the lawmakers. Okay, now, can they be able to impeach the governor? They cannot be able to impeach the governor if the people of Rivers State are vigilant. And if they have it clear, they get it clearly that it cannot be allowed by the people of Rivers State. Because it's one thing to say that you want to remove a governor because you feel you have the numbers. But it's another thing to know what will happen after you do it. Because the truth be told, the Niger Delta is a volatile region. And the River State is at the center of it. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu need to call these lawmakers to order. There is nothing special about them that because of them and because of the Minister of FCT, River State will be thrown into crisis. And if River State is thrown into crisis, you can bet that a huge chunk of Niger Delta is in a crisis. It will have dire economic and social consequences, which is the last thing that the wobbling administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is trying to see how to stabilize the Naira cannot afford. The governor has done nothing wrong. The governor has not committed any impeachable offense. Disobeying the resolution brokered by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not a violation of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That is a fact. So it is a different thing altogether to when a governor violates the Constitution and when a governor violates the resolution. The Constitution is superior to whatever resolution that was brokered by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the presidential villa. The lawmakers ought to have known this. The so-called lawmakers ought to have known this. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ought to have known this and call them to order. Because what they are doing is deepening the crisis in River State by threatening to impeach the governor because the governor violated the resolution, presidential resolution. But they are going to coach it as if he violated the Constitution. So there's a need for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to listen to the elders of River State and call those lawmakers to order and ensure that due process is followed in River State. River State is a creation of the Constitution. If you go to the Constitution, you see the number of states in Nigeria. River State is mentioned. That River State is a creation of the Constitution. There is no resolution in the presidency that will have superior authority over the River State that is a creation of the Constitution. And if truly Tinubu believe in rule of law, due process, that River State of Assembly ought to be dissolved, fresh election called by INEC, so that those of them that defected, their seats will be declared vacant and their constituencies will be free to vote for them either in the new APC they are in or elect new people to replace them. But since this have not been done, and from the body language of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Nyesom Wike, that is not likely to be done. The best thing is to allow the status quo ante to remain. The governor of River State should be allowed to run River State in peace. This constant threat of impeachment should stop so that the man can concentrate in doing the job for which he was elected. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.